Hey guys, Heather Lambert here. Happy New Year. I am here today to talk to you about kicking off your business in the new year. What do you need to do now that it's a new year? What should you be thinking about? What should you be doing to make sure you start this year off successfully with your business? Well, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I do at the beginning of each year. And the number 1 thing that I bet most of you forgot. I forgot. I was a couple days late. And I bet most of you have not done this either. So we're going to talk about that too. Okay, so the first thing that I do, and I do this actually, I'll be honest, I don't do it weekly, but I like to try to do it weekly, regularly anyway, is to take a piece of paper and number from 1 to 10. Go ahead, if you have it now, get yourself a piece of paper and number them from 1 to 10, just like that. And I want you to think about 10 things that would be so crazy cool if they happened this year. What would be awesome? What would be amazing? What do you wish? What do you dream about? What would be the perfect thing to happen in your life, in your family, for yourself? What would you like to have? What would you like to do? What would be crazy cool if it came true? And you have to think of 10 things, okay? Now, the first 3 are going to be easy. The first 5 might come to you pretty quickly, but the last few are going to be tough. You're going to have to really stretch and dream and think of what would just be awesome. And really dream. Allow yourself to stretch and reach and kind of just dream a little bit about what would be amazing for you, for your life, for your family, for whatever, for your business, for your personal, for whatever. Think about what would be crazy cool if it could happen this year, right? You make a list of 10 things. Now, I want you to go back to that list every couple of weeks. If you don't want to do it every week, fine. Every couple of weeks, at least once a month, write a new list. Don't look back at the old one. Just take a piece of paper, number it 1 to 10, and think about what would be crazy cool if it happened. What 10 things would be amazing. You'll be surprised if you do that consistently over the year. By the end of the year, how many of those things actually came true? They happened, and they either happened, they weren't important for you anymore, you narrowed in on what was really important. Some of them might change because your life changes and you change and your business changes and everything happens. So some things change just because life changes. Some go away because they're not really important to you. You thought they were, but they really aren't. And then some happen, they come true, and you think of new ones. So you will be surprised at how many things that you never thought you could make possible just by writing them down and focusing on them on a regular basis all year long. So it's a new year. Let's think of 10 crazy cool things that you want to happen this year. It would be so awesome. It would be awesome, right? Write them down, and yes, you have to find 10. I don't care how crazy they have to get. If you've got to think of something just off the ball crazy to get to 10, write it down. And you have to write them down. You can't just think about them, because writing them down makes them real, you guys. Something happens to your brain when you put them on paper. You can't just think about it. Okay? So that's number 1. We're talking about goal setting, talking about resolutions, all that stuff. I don't do that anymore. I make my list of 10 on a regular basis all year long, and that's my focus. That's where my brain is. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. It's where I'm going. So, number 1 is your crazy cool list of 10. Okay, so number 3. No, sorry. Number 2, I wrote them in a different order than I'm telling you. Number 2 is say Happy New Year to all your customers. Duh. It's a new year. They've all been on vacation. You've been on vacation for the holiday. They've had all this craziness happen from the holidays. Probably a lot of them were real busy and you didn't get to connect. You've been real busy. Maybe you've connected, maybe you haven't. But we've all had holidays. We've all had these things happen in our lives over the last month or two. And it's a new year. It's a reason for you to call up, email, send out a newsletter, send out postcards, something. Connect with each and every one of your customers and just say, Happy New Year. I hope your new year is starting off great. I want to let you know that I'm here and I'm getting my business ready for the new year, and that you can contact me anytime, and I would love to contact you as things happen in my Scentsy business with new products and new events and new things that are happening. And this is the best way to reach me. And what's the best way to reach you? And just connect and say Happy New Year and set the tone for the year with your customers. Let them know that you're excited about your business this year, that you've got goals and plans, and that you're excited that they're your customer, and that you are looking forward to checking in with them on a regular basis, and that they can touch base with you at any time, and the best way to do that. So it's a great time to just check in, just say Happy New Year, and connect with each and every one of your customers. Now, that may or may not yield results as far as bookings and sales and whatnot. It might. But what it's going to give you is a comfort later when you're ready to connect and when you're ready to ask for a booking or ask for a sale. You've already set the stage for that. You've set that expectation. You've set that excitement. You have reached out because you care about them, not because you want money from them. And that means something. That builds trust and builds your relationship with your customers. And so do that. Connect with each of your customers. Okay, so number one, you're going to make a list of crazy cool things you want to happen this year. Number two, you're going to connect and say Happy New Year to all your customers and tell them how excited you are to kick this year off for your business. And you can't wait to connect with them all year long with all the new things that are going to come out with Scentsy. Number three, you ready? This is the one we all hate. Actually, I kind of love it. It's the nerd in me. But this is, okay, so number three includes the one thing I bet most of you have not done yet. And it's so super important, and we always forget. Have you checked the mileage in your car? You have to check the mileage in your car on January 1st. It's the beginning of a new year. You need a base mileage so that you know at the end of the year how many miles you've driven in your car, so that you can deduct your business miles along the year. And so it's super important to have that number at the beginning of the year so your records will be accurate. Now, I like to use, I can't show you, it's on my phone. I like to use the app MileIQ. I started using that last year. I love it. It's the best mileage records I've ever had in my business. It automatically tracks all your trips, and you just tell it, is it personal? You swipe left, and if it's business, you swipe right. I get to swipe right. That's so cool. And then it sends you a report, and you've got all your numbers. But you have to enter the mileage in your vehicle at the beginning and at the end of the year, so that you can have an accurate calculation of how many business miles you went for your taxes, right? Yes, number three is all about taxes and business records and financials and receipts and all of that fun stuff. And I know we hate to think about it, but then taxes come around and we all go, gosh, I wish I'd have done that better. I wish I'd have done it more. And I'll tell you, in the beginning of my business, I was not very good. And every year I got a little bit better. Not perfect, and it was a lot of estimating, but every year I get a little bit better. And now I have my systems. I have my envelopes with all the filing that needs to happen. But I have an envelope for each month, and I keep my receipts and my expenses and things for the month. And then you need to think about, you have a business, and most businesses at the end of the month, they run month-end reports, or they do a month-end process of some kind. You are a business. And so you need to do that too. Once a month, you need to go at the end of the month or at the beginning of the next month and do a month-end process and close out your month. Collect all your receipts, all your expenses, all your numbers, and put them somewhere so you have them. Each month, they're all organized and collected and summarized and totaled up. So at the end of the year, when it's time for taxes, it will be so super easy, and you won't lose money. You guys, all of these expenses and things that we track for our business is money in your pocket. They are taxes that you don't have to pay at the end of the year if you do it right. And there are so many deductions that you can take advantage of with a home-based business if you do it right and collect those receipts and that information all year long. So Number 3 is go check the mileage on your car and write it down somewhere that you will find it at the end of the year, because you're gonna need it. So those are my 3 tips for starting your year off with your business. I hope you guys all had a great holiday, and we'll see some of you soon.